Previously in Episode 3, as the tension in the palace reached new heights, Magesty, backed by the cold and calculating Queen Dowager, launched a cruel scheme to exile Ji-young. Cloaked as a culinary competition, the stakes were deeply personal. Ji-young's future and her very right to remain in the palace dangled precariously in front of the court. When King Lee Hyen learned of this twisted plot, he did not halt it. Instead, he silently urged Ji-young to rise, challenging her to meet the moment. The competition was no longer just a test of cooking, it was a battle of dignity, will, and survival. Now, in Episode 4, the theme of the round, filial piety, a subject that strikes deep in Ji-young's heart. Her thoughts race to her father, the one person who always believed in her. Fueled by love and longing, she charges toward the ingredients table, but sabotage strikes fast. Magesty's servant accidentally knocks over Jilgeum, causing Ji-young's selected ingredients to spill across the floor. With precious time lost and her carefully planned dish ruined, Ji-young must rebuild her vision from scraps. But her resolve doesn't break. If anything, it sharpens. Outside the kitchen, tension boils over. King Lee Hyun confronts Magesty directly. When Magesty mocks Ji-young as nothing more than a guinyo, a lowly kitchen maid, the king's fury ignites. His voice cuts like a blade through the royal corridors, loud, sharp, and unmistakably personal. Servants whisper. Courtiers glance over their shoulders. Something has changed. Meanwhile, later that night, the palace is unusually quiet, but the storm hasn't passed. The king, still fuming over the day's events, isolates himself in his chamber. The maids, visibly shaken by his wrath, hesitate to enter. But duty prevails, and Ji-young, among them, is assigned to deliver his supper. The doors open cautiously. The king, eyes shadowed with frustration, barely glances up before growling at them to leave. When the head maid dares to ask about the food, his voice thunders again. "Do not make me repeat myself," he snaps, "or face the consequence." Everyone freezes. But then as they begin to retreat, his voice cuts through the air one more time, except the one with the blue ribbon. Ji-young's blood runs cold. The other maids glance back, alarmed but obey. In seconds, she is alone with the most feared man in the palace. Heart pounding, Ji-young steadies herself and gently explains the meal. A humble pasta dish, flavored with simple ingredients and deep emotion. She recalls how, as a child, her father would cook for her whenever she felt sad, and how the warmth of those meals always made the world seem a little less cruel. The king stares in silence. Then, with surprising restraint, he picks up his chopsticks. One bite, then another. His expression shifts, just slightly. The bitterness in his eyes eases as the flavors settle in. The tension in his shoulders softens. For the first time in what feels like years, he eats without suspicion. Just quiet appreciation. Something in Ji-young's honesty, her grounded simplicity, reaches him. Not as a ruler, but as a man who has spent his life alone in a room full of traitors. In her, he senses no threat, no ulterior motive, just warmth. The silence between them stretches, but it's no longer heavy. It's something else. A pause. A recognition. Somewhere deep within, something flickers. He doesn't say, "Thank you." He doesn't have to. Ji-young sees it in the way his hand slows as he eats, in the way he doesn't dismiss her right away. It's a small victory, but in the royal palace, where everything is a power play, small victories mean survival. And perhaps something more. As the episode closes, viewers are left hanging, not just on the outcome of the competition, but on the question burning through the court. Is the king falling for the girl from the kitchens?